During this difficult season, obviously I recognized that there were going to be changes. When I was interviewed for this job by Tim Lewicki about a year ago, the one thing I had said to him was, the only real reason to come here and do this is if we are committed to building a team that is capable of winning a Stanley Cup. With that in mind, as the season wore on, we recognized that some difficult decisions were going to have to be made at the conclusion of the season. Yesterday was a hard day, but I felt that it was a day in which we needed to be decisive and take action. Didn't think it was fair for people to wait. So we approached those that we did. We made some changes for the organization that we thought were best going forward as we build this team into the team that we feel this city, the fans, deserve and demand. I'd like to thank Dave Nonis, Peter Horachuk, and his coaching staff for everything they have done for us. And at that point, I'd like to take questions.
We'll take, please wait for the microphones. We'll take the first question from Elliot Friedman.
Brendan, when you started to think about this over the year, at what point did you finally sit down and say, we're going to have to make the kind of changes that you made yesterday?
I think it's been an evaluation that has occurred throughout the year, but obviously as we came down to the end of the season, it was something that became clearer and clearer exactly how deep and how far we had to do it. When we hired Mark Hunter, obviously Mark is one of his jobs and job's description that Dave Nonis and I had asked him to do was go out and find us players, but we also wanted him to assess our scouting department, pro and amateur, from top to bottom. So that was something that we had intended on doing all year long.
Pierre?
Brendan, can you describe what you're looking for in terms of the makeup of the next GM of this team and whether Kyle Dubas and Mark Hunter are candidates within that process?
Well, the one thing I don't want to do this early in the process is eliminate anyone from the process. We have time. There are people who are available now. There'll be more people available, obviously, as the summer goes along. We want someone that shares our vision. We need to have a team with greater character. We have to have people that represent this city and represent this team as it deserves. I think that we have an incredibly loyal, resilient fan base. We need to have an incredibly resilient group of players that love to play in Toronto. We need to have an incredibly resilient group of managers from top to bottom that are committed to doing this in Toronto, in spite of any difficulties or perceived difficulties that this is a harder market than other markets. I don't believe that. I think that the rewards are great here and the pressure is great, but I think that there are a lot of individuals that want to take on challenges like that.